Welcome back to the deep dive. So, we often set these big lifestyle and wellness goals, especially around managing weight, but actually figuring out the plan can feel like a job in itself.
You really can. That initial hurdle is often the planning.
Exactly. So today we're going deep into our listeners' source material on the C9 program. This is from Forever Living UK and Ireland. Okay, let's unpack this a bit. It looks like it's positioned not just as a structured way to kickstart weight loss goals.
No, it seems broader than that.
Yeah, the material says it's also designed to adjust your mindset and to kickstart good habits for life. That's quite a promise.
It is. And what really jumps out is how they say the C9 program does the planning for you. That directly tackles that overwhelm we just mentioned.
Good point.
And it's also framed as just the first in a series of programs that Forever offers. So it's kind of an entry point, it seems, for anyone really looking to transform their approach to fitness.
Right, a starting block. So fundamentally, what is it? The source describes C9 as basically a calorie-controlled diet plan plus an exercise program.
A combined approach.
Yeah, and the foundation, according to what we have here, is this Forever Aloe Vera Gel. It's described as being rich in nutrients, and it's supposed to support gastrointestinal health and immune function.
Okay.
The source even calls aloe a natural cleanser. Sounds pretty central to the whole thing. For C9, the instructions are specific. 120 milliliters of this gel
How often?
with breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then again right before bed. And the usual reminders: shake it well, keep it refrigerated once you open it.
That mention of natural cleanser is interesting. Often in these contexts, it points towards supporting digestive regularity,
Yeah.
especially when you're making significant dietary shifts like in C9. Supporting the gut is often part of the strategy.
Makes sense.
But okay, beyond the aloe base, what other nutritional bits does the program use to sort of support you during this 9-day period?
Good question. Well, next up is something called Forever Light Ultra. It's described as a shake.
Ah, like a meal replacement.
Kind of, yeah. It's meant to provide the right balance of macronutrients, carbs, fats, proteins, designed for watching calories, but still getting uh, all the vital elements the program requires.
Okay.
It comes in vanilla and chocolate, and it apparently delivers 24 grams of protein per serving if you mix it with cow's milk. The C9 booklet even has recipes, like one for a vanilla and strawberry smoothie using it.
Right, so you've got the macronutrient base covered.
Yeah.
And usually with dietary changes, fiber is pretty important too.
Yep, they cover that. There's Forever Fiber, highlighted for being important for a healthy, balanced diet and specifically for digestive health.
Makes sense.
It's noted as high in fiber, 5 grams a serving, and low in saturated fat. You take it once a day. You can mix it with warm water or even add it to your aloe vera gel.
Oh, okay.
And the source really stresses that getting your recommended daily fiber is like extra important during C9.
Yeah, that tracks. Gut health again.
So we've got the aloe gel base, the balanced macro shake, and the fiber for digestion. What about just energy, especially at the start when calories might be lower?
That's a really important consideration. And that seems to be where Forever Therm fits in.
Okay, Therm. What's that?
It provides supplemental support. It's described as having a special combination of vitamins. Specifically, they call out B6 and B12.
Ah, the energy vitamin.
Exactly. They're noted for contributing to reducing tiredness and fatigue, and there's also vitamin C in there, which contributes to normal energy-yielding metabolism. So yeah, basically designed to give you a bit of a physiological lift while you're adjusting.
Right.
And then rounding out these key nutritional bits, there's Forever Garcinia Plus.
Ah, yes, Garcinia cambogia. I've heard of that. It's from a tree in Southeast Asia.
That's the one. Prized for, well, culinary uses, but also its beneficial properties, apparently.
Yeah.
The extract from the fruit, along with chromium, which is also in there,
Chromium.
is said to contribute to normal macronutrient metabolism and the maintenance of normal blood glucose levels.
Interesting. So supporting how your body processes food and manages blood sugar.
Yeah, though it's probably fair to mention, while things like Garcinia cambogia are common in weight management stuff, the scientific evidence on how well they work just on their own can be mixed.
Right. It's not a magic pill.
Exactly. It really points to C9 being a whole package. The diet, the exercise, and these supplements working together, not relying on just one thing.
Okay.
But with all these elements, especially changing diet and adding supplements, the source is quite clear about safety, right? Which brings us to some really crucial advice.
Absolutely critical. The source material really hammers this home. Before anyone starts an exercise program or uses dietary supplements like these, you absolutely need to talk to your doctor. Get their advice first.
Non-negotiable.
Yep.
And just as important is knowing who should not do this program. It's explicitly stated. C9 is not suitable and should not be taken by anyone with diabetes, kidney disease, epilepsy, heart disease, or dementia.
Okay, that's a clear list.
Very clear. And also, it absolutely should not be followed during pregnancy or if you're breastfeeding. These aren't suggestions, they're definite warnings.
Got it. Essential safety info. Okay, so assuming it is suitable for someone, how does the program guide you to get the best results?
Well, it seems quite interactive. The C9 booklet apparently has dedicated spaces for you to record your progress and take notes.
Like a journal.
Pretty much. It suggests weighing and measuring yourself before you start and then calculating the difference at the end. But also like daily tracking.
Daily tracking of what?
Recording your exercise, what you eat, and importantly, how you feel. The idea seems to be that tracking helps keep you accountable and prevents you from drifting off the plan.
Makes sense. Keep yourself honest. What else?
Hydration is another big one. The program really emphasizes drinking plenty of water, especially if you're exercising.
Always good advice.
Yeah, but they give targets, roughly 3 liters a day for men and about 2 to 2.5 liters for women. That focus on water alongside the diet changes really underlines that whole body approach.
Okay. Any specific food tips in there?
A couple of practical ones, yeah, like put down the salt shaker,
Why is that?
because salt can make you retain fluid. Instead, they suggest flavoring food with herbs and spices. Simple swap.
Right.
And also, a strong avoid for fizzy and carbonated drinks.
Ah, the empty calories.
Yeah, partly that, plus the carbonation itself can promote bloating, and they often just add extra sugar you don't need.
Okay, simple tips, but probably effective within the program. What about the exercise part? Is it just go exercise?
No, it actually seems quite smart about it. The recommendations change during the 9 days. For days 1 and 2, when your calorie intake is really low and maybe your energy isn't peak.
Right, you might feel a bit drained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it suggests sticking to low or moderate impact exercises. Things like a gentle 30-minute walk or maybe a beginner yoga class. Nothing too strenuous.
Okay, ease into it.
Then from days 3 through 9, when you're taking in more calories, the advice is to step it up to more aerobic activities like running and dancing, stuff that generally burns more calories, so it progresses as your body adapts and gets more fuel.
That phased approach seems sensible. Avoid burnout or injury early on.
Precisely.
Now, you mentioned low calories, especially at the start. Is it just the shakes and supplements? Or can you eat actual food?
You can. The program talks about free foods.
Free foods, as in eat as much as you want.
Well, it's a specific list of fruits and vegetables that you can eat throughout the day. It does specify that vegetables should ideally be eaten raw, and your main dinner meal should be kept around 500 to 600 calories.
Okay, so controlled portions, but some flexibility with those listed foods.
Right. And you can even use fruits and veggies from that free foods list to make your own Forever Light Ultra shakes. Add some variety.
Ah, okay. So this whole structured C9 plan, it's intense, but it's clearly designed as a foundation, right? You mentioned it's the first step.
Exactly. It's positioned very clearly as the lead-in to what comes next. The source material even acknowledges that making these lifestyle changes isn't easy.
Which is true for most people.
Absolutely. And that's why they apparently created the broader Forever Fatigue program, described as an easy-to-follow regime made up of bite-sized stages to help you reach your fitness goals over time.
So C9 isn't the end game. It's literally just stage 1 of this bigger FIT program.
Precisely. After you complete the 9 days of C9, you're meant to move on to the F15 program. And that has 3 different levels.
F15. Okay, tell me about the levels.
Well, it builds on C9. There's F15 Beginner, which is aimed at people maybe new to fitness and nutrition. It focuses on customized body workouts, learning fundamental movements, basic cardio, getting the basics right.
Okay, for newcomers.
Then there's F15 Intermediate. That's for people who are already moderately active but want to, ramp things up, improve their routine.
Stepping it up.
And finally, F15 Advanced. This one's for people who are already pretty active and are looking for a more significant challenge. It involves higher intensity workouts, ongoing supplement support, and generally a more intensive regime.
So it's a progressive path. C9 kickstarts it, then F15 takes you further depending on your starting point and goals.
That seems to be the core idea.
Yes.
C9 provides that initial potent kickstart, gets the mindset shifted, establishes some baseline habits with a very structured plan.
Right.
And if we connect this to the bigger picture, C9 really sets the stage for the longer-term progressive F-15 program. It acknowledges the journey isn't easy, like we said, and this whole bite-sized stages thing seemed designed to make it feel more manageable, building momentum.
Yeah, breaking it down. So, okay, we've unpacked the C9 structure, the components, the warnings, and how it fits into the bigger picture.
Yeah.
Given all that, and especially that phrase about C9 being designed to kickstart good habits for life and transform your fitness approach, here's something to think about. What elements beyond a structured short-term plan like C9 are really essential for sustaining those changes? Keeping that momentum going towards a genuinely healthier lifestyle in the long run. What does that ongoing commitment and maybe more importantly, self-motivation look like after the 9 days or even after F15 are over?